Let's talk about colorism. Colorism is discrimination based on the shade of your skin, and it stems back to slavery. Light-skinned people were made to work in the house, while dark-skinned people were forced to work in the fields. This created a division. And because of this, it added on to the connotation that having darker skin is bad. After slavery, light-skinned people were seen as more attractive than darker-skinned people because they looked more white. Which is dumb! This causes light skin to have a privilege over dark skin. Don't think colorism is rare in our society. Take this example, this book, The Hate You Give. You can see that the main character is clearly dark-skinned. But in the movie adaptation, they used a light-skinned actress. Now that doesn't mean the movie was bad. It just goes to show that even light-skinned actresses have an advantage over dark-skinned actresses, even if they don't fit the book's description. Even me, y'all, I assure you, if I was dark-skinned, some of y'all wouldn't be here right now. If you guys take away anything, take away this. Every black person is beautiful and worthy to be treated like royalty, because that's what we are, and don't forget it.
Hey YouTube, welcome back to my channel. Now, as you can tell by the title, you already know what we're going to be talking about today. If you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to my channel because we always talk about shit that nobody has talked about on YouTube, or we just talk about stuff that, you know, hasn't been really said from my perspective. Like, some people don't have the brain that I have, so of course, like, I'm gonna say something way different. So make sure you subscribe to my channel, boo-boo. Okay, I feel like I had to talk about this topic. Like, I've always been wanting to talk about this topic, and I just didn't really do it because, like, I felt like I know that I'm gonna ramble, so I was just like, F it. Like, I'm just gonna ramble. I'm just gonna do whatever I want for the first video, and then, as you know, in part 2 will come with more factual stuff. But I'm a big, like, research, like, head. Like, I always do my research, so I do have some background knowledge on colorism. But we're gonna just look up the definition of colorism just a second, so we can start off this video on what exactly is colorism. Alright, so colorism is prejudice or discrimination against individuals with a dark skin tone, typically among people of the same ethnic racial group. So, colorism within the black community has been a serious emotional and psychological battle. So there you go, that is what colorism is. A lot of people, surprisingly, a lot of black people in the black community have said, like, I think there was even this artist, this famous female artist, I forget her name, but she was very ignorant. A lot of people say that colorism doesn't exist within the black community, and just because, I just want to say, just because you haven't experienced it doesn't mean it doesn't exist. Like, I hate people who have that mindset. Like, just because you didn't personally experience racism, experience colorism, experience freaking rape, experience homophobia, experience misogyny, it doesn't mean that it does not exist. It happens to people, and just because it doesn't happen to you, it doesn't mean that this thing is just made up out of thin air by people who want to be discriminated against. What? Yeah, so colorism, I just want to talk about it from my experience and how we could, like, move on as a community and just, like, I guess, grow. Like, this is so crazy that, you know, like, I'm about to really get into it, but I'm just thinking about all these different things. So anyways, in my experience, colorism to me has happened. I'm a model, so if you guys don't know, like, I do a lot of modeling outside of YouTube, and I do a lot of, like, video work. Right now I look a hot mess, so don't come from me talking about model, bitch. You look like the Grinch right now. But so yeah, so I do a lot of modeling, and I have been, like, picked as, like, the token dark-skinned black girl. So, like, you know, there's no beef or there's no backlash after the song is released. Or sometimes I have been picked to add that little diversity sprinkle, and then, like, the light-skinned girl will be pushed to the front, whether she's Hispanic or black. Like, she will be pushed more to the front, or she will be used for more shots and, you know, just more footage rather than having me because of my skin tone. And it just happens a lot. And look at Kodak Black. There's a lot of self-hatred because of colorism. A lot of black people have been, like, a lot of dark-skinned black people will skin bleach so they could become light-skinned, so they could be, you know, I guess, society's acceptable black person. And like it's just, it causes a lot of mental health when you get into that aspect of colorism, when you start to skin bleach because you're trying to get to a lighter skin complexion. And personally, I have been affected by that. I remember back in like middle school, I was young, like yeah, middle school, I wanted to bleach my skin. I was just like, I think it was over the summer, I hated my hair, I hated my skin color, and I was just like, yeah, you know what, I'm gonna fix all my problems this summer. I'm gonna get a weave, I'm gonna get a nice straight weave, I'm gonna come back to school with nice straight hair, and then I'm gonna skin bleach all summer, and I'm gonna come back to school nice and light skin. And I told myself that, like, yeah, I'm gonna be more beautiful this way. And that really affects people. It affects, and I was so young, and just imagine how many more young black girls are going through this, just because society puts light-skinned black people at the forefront as like acceptable and less scarier and more civilized. And it's absolutely ridiculous. And personally, this affected me because I, for a very long time, felt like I wasn't beautiful because of my skin color. I always had, like, all throughout school, I always had a friend group to like 3 to 5 people, and it was just like, it was always this friend group of girls, and we would always link with our other half of our friend group, which was guys. And like, no matter what, like, I was always like, I guess, picked last when it came to like dating. Like, guys would just always go to my friends first who were light skinned or like more like desirable in skin tone, and it was just very hurtful. And I felt like, damn, like, nobody's ever gonna want me because like I'm like dark skin. And it just really fucked with my head, especially like in high school. I looked up so many remedies. Like, at first, I guess, like in high school, like, I guess I sort of looked at it as, oh, I'm just like lightening up like my dark spots, and I just was trying to just lighten up my entire skin. And it was horrible. And I'm so happy that like I didn't go through with it, because now I love my skin. Like, I couldn't be more of a bad bitch without it. Like, honestly, like, I'm so grateful for my skin tone. I'm so grateful for my complexion, for everything. And the reason why I became more grateful for it was because I saw that this is what society wants. And I was just like, they want everything to be as close to white as possible, and it's just so heartbreaking. And it's like, I really had to tell myself every day that I'm beautiful. At first it was like I was convincing myself, but then I actually saw, like, damn, like, chocolate is so lovely. Like, that shit is so heavenly. Like, people tan to get to my skin tone. People buy my skin tone in a bottle to look like me, to look as bronze and beautiful as me. Like, I'm freaking beautiful. And then I started to believe it, and it became the truth. Like, I am beautiful. Like, it started as convincing myself, then it started as like convinced what this is the truth, you know what I mean? So anyways, back to colorism. Colorism is a real issue within the black community. I'm going to be talking specifically about the black community. Colorism is an issue in Asian communities as well, and I think even Hispanic communities. People want to be lighter. I know Dominicans struggle with colorism. I know Indians struggle with colorism, but I'm going to specifically be talking about black people because I know where it stems from, and I just know more. I have more knowledge as a black woman about colorism in the black community. So within the black community, as you saw, I'm gonna insert this video clip whether here or in the beginning, but it does stem from slavery. You know, they had dark-skinned slaves doing, I guess, the more brutal jobs, and they had light-skinned slaves like in the house being, you know, a little bit like less like stress-free, I guess you could say. Like, they were like the favorite slaves. Although we were all slaves, they were like the more like the favorite slaves, I guess. And like the dark-skinned slaves were like the ones who were more dehumanized, I guess, or seen as animals. And it just always created this divide. And like, even nowadays, like, you always see like black men will always like go for, dark-skinned black men will always go for light-skinned black women.
Yeah. 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 Oh, that's my shit right there.
And I think that's even more of a reason why a lot of black women will struggle with like their beauty and their skin tone, is because you always see dark-skinned black men go for these lighter skinned women, and it's sort of like hurtful, because it's just like, wow, like if somebody who looks like me can't even love me, then how can I love myself? You know what I mean? So it happens a lot it stems from slavery. It happens a lot when it comes to dating. It happens a lot when it comes to self-love, and it's just absolutely horrible. And this is something that we need to fix as a community. And of course, like, we can't, like, I feel like a lot of things from slavery we are forced to fix on our own. Although we didn't cause these problems on our own, we are forced to fix it on our own, and that's just the reality of it. Is fucking horrible. And if you watch my other videos, you'll see white people commenting on my videos like, I shouldn't be held accountable for the for what my ancestors did. I shouldn't be this, I shouldn't be that. And like, a lot of people have that a lot of white people have that mentality. So this is something that, you know, within the black community, although it was started from it started with our oppressors and, you know, our slave owners, this is something that we have to fix by ourselves, although we didn't start this by ourselves. You know what I mean? This is something that we're gonna have to take into our own hands and just learn how to grow. The black people are strong. We started our own we started a lot. We started our own culture, we started our own music, we started our own clothes. Like, we could do so much, and we could also fix so much. Let's just come together as a community and just, like, I see it already within social media. Hold on. Okay. Anyways, I forgot what I was saying, but a lot of black people, we started a lot on our own, and I feel like I see colorism being fixed within social media just a little bit. I see it being more recognized, and I see a lot of people going about it like fixing it in ways, like certain ways. And I'm very grateful. I'm very grateful that, you know, our generation, like my generation, is fixing these problems, because our parents' generation is just very blind. Like, I feel like they grew up trying to live by this code, and instead of changing it. And like, even in my own life, like, I have family members using skin bleach or using like foundations that don't match their face, trying to get a lighter foundation, and it's just absolutely horrible. It breaks my heart. And it's just like, I could really go into it with my personal life, but that's for a different day. And yeah, it breaks my heart. You know, if I have kids, I'm going to teach them that their melanin is fucking gold. It is gold, and people would die to have it. You know what I mean? So it's just very heartbreaking. And as a black community, I feel like we really need to teach our children to love their skin. And for light-skinned people, I know light-skinned people are affected by colorism in some ways, but not in the ways of a dark-skinned person. And I'm not trying to compare their struggles, but all I'm saying is colorism works in their favor. And so a lot of light-skinned people will try to play victim in an area where they have privilege, and that's just not okay. You know, it's not okay, and that's not how we fix the problem. You know, I say this all the time, like, for white people to fix racism, they have to recognize their privilege. And same thing goes here for the black community. For us to fix colorism, light-skinned people, you have to recognize your privilege. You have to realize that in this world, anything closer to white is acceptable. Anything closer to white, you have a little bit of privilege. And although the society will see you as black, they will see you as the more favorable black person because you're lighter skinned. And you know, with colorism, no, I really don't feel like any light-skinned person should be approaching colorism with a victim card. You just shouldn't. It doesn't I feel like I feel like colorism doesn't apply to light-skinned people as victims. Unless you want to get into how light-skinned people are fetishized, yeah, that's where you could play the victim card. But like, it's just, I feel like light-skinned people sort of ignore colorism. I feel like a lot of light-skinned people don't even know what colorism is because, of course, they go through life being benefited by it instead of affected by it. So a lot of light-skinned people probably don't even know what colorism is, and a lot of dark-skinned people do know what colorism is because they're affected by it. On top of being affected by being just black in today's society, you're also being affected within your own group, within your own race, because of your skin tone. And it's just like double the pain. It's like double the punch, you know? You're getting punched for being black, and now you're getting punched twice for being dark skinned. You know what I mean? And it's just, it's fucking hard. It really is hard. My camera's about to die. It really is hard. And a lot of this just stems from slavery. So much stems from slavery, and we just really have to start taking these steps to fix it, because if we don't, then it will never get fixed. And yeah, well, that's just my experience. I definitely want to have a broader conversation. I was talking to my friend like, yo, this might have to be like a little series on my channel. I definitely want to get talk about light skin privilege and what that really is, because I feel like a lot of people feel like light skin privilege is this made up thing, and it's really not. Like in my own life, like I said, my lighter skinned friends was always always picked first by guys that we went to school with, or like whenever we went shopping at the mall, like my light skinned friends will always have guys coming up to them, and like we would always, like my group of friends will always bump into a group of male friends, and then all the guys would sort of just go to my light skinned friends first, and then I would sort of just be standing like in the back like, okay, this is weird, you know what I mean? Like nobody's talking to me. And yeah, it's just like, you know, you're always like picked last. And like even in TV, like I'm a film major, and that's my goal is to change what's put on our screens, because today, in today's world, a lot of us don't know this, but we are constantly being brainwashed on what's put on screen, whether it's our phone, whether it's our iPad, whether it's our television. We live our life by what we see on TV, whether you know it or not. You watch a commercial about toilet paper and how you should buy a 12-pack instead of a 6-pack, or how you should buy Bounty instead of this cardboard brand, and a week later when you go grocery shopping, you're picking that brand because you're already being told, you're already being brainwashed to get this brand when you go shopping. And like it's just it's very deep, but I'm not gonna get too into it. But in today's world, and we'll always see on TV as representation of black people is light-skinned black people. You know, light-skinned black people are always being represented on TV as for the entire black community, and we don't come like that. We really don't come like that. Of course, black people come in all shades and different colors, but I need somebody that look like me. I need somebody that look like me, all right? Another topic that I want to hit real quick is how when I made my mixed race video, some girl commented how a lot of representation in the media will be mixed people, and they will represent black people. And there was this whole ideology that light-skinned people are mixed black people, that black people cannot come light-skinned unless they're mixed. And I just want to put this out there that Black people don't have to be mixed to be light-skinned. A lot of people, I don't know why, but I had a lot of people in my comments on my mixed race video thinking that black people, for them to be light-skinned, they only come as mixed, and then we keep having misrepresentation in the media with mixed people representing black people and so forth and so on. But I just want to clear that out the way real quick, that mixed black people could come in all shades and all colors, and we need to be represented in all of those shades and all of those colors. But we can't just only be represented with one light-skinned person. And I guess it makes it, to some people, it makes it worse if that person is mixed and light-skinned, because it's just like now they're not fully black, so a lot of black people will get even more more sensitive with their representation because it's being misrepresented. And I also do want to say, not all, like, even though this is like going off topic a little bit, I also do want to say not all mixed people come as light skins. I went to school with a girl who had a white dad and a black mom, and she was my skin color. She was mixed. Her dad was full-on Italian white and her mom was dark skinned. Not all mixed people come as light skins, okay? I just want to say that real quick. But even though that was like way off topic, I just felt like I wanted to just throw that in real quick because I don't want to make a separate video about that. I already made 2 mixed race videos. We're done with my mixed race banters, okay? So yeah, colorism is definitely a huge issue, and I feel like I feel like light-skinned people are always being chosen over dark-skinned people, whether it's jobs, whether it's in TV shows, or whether it's in dating. You know, I feel like it's just really painful, and it really affects your mentality as a dark-skinned woman. And I guess as a light-skinned woman, it could affect your mentality too. Like, damn, like, am I being loved because I'm light-skinned, or am I being loved because of my personality and what I bring to the table and how I present myself in X, Y, and Z, you know? I guess, like, it really hurts, and I feel like we need to just start loving each other despite our skin colors, because black love is just so freaking powerful, and we need to stop putting each other down. We really need to stop, because let me tell you now, they want to see us fall. They want to see us kill each other. They want to see us hate each other. They want to see us fight over freaking skin complexion. They want to see it. They want to see it. Any way that we could fall or fail ourselves, they are here for it, honey. They are here for it. I'm sorry, but they love to see the black community crash and burn. So let's just stop. Let's just stop with the colorism. Let's stop with the hatred, and let's also recognize it. Let's also teach ourselves about it and teach our kids not to be this way. Because if we could recognize it within ourselves and teach it to our children, and have every generation after us teach it to each other, then we could put it into it like that. All right, like that. So I think I'm done talking. I really just was rambling out of my mouth, and I'm so sorry, but I will come with more like precise videos where I really hit things and go into details and facts and stuff like that. But that was just my experience, and I just wanted to tell you like some ways that I think we could really come together. And yeah, also let me know if you like my box braids. I did it myself. It took me 3 hours. Baby, that's black girl magic, okay? Doing my own box braids. Black girl magic, period. So yeah, that concludes this video. I will try to be posting more often. I have 1 more week of this semester, then I go on break for like a month and a half. So hopefully I could get like 20 videos up during my little break from school. And so yeah, definitely hit that subscribe button because I have a long list of videos that I want to put out for you guys. So yeah, anyways, don't forget to like, comment down below, and subscribe to my channel for more. Mwah. Bye guys.
I should be a savage. Would've thought it turned me to a savage. Write my own checks, I don't
J-Dub.
Can you play that again?